To start your box, you will need a lot of popsicle sticks. You can see I have many lying around. And to start the base, you'll need 11 in a row. Line them up so they all match the ends. Now I'm using a glue gun because I'm super impatient, but you can definitely use like an Elmer's glue. Take another one, put glue all along the edge. And if you're working with a glue gun, you have to kind of work fast. Put that right there on the end. Squeeze them together. Okay, here's another stick. Glue. Be very careful not to get the glue gun on your skin. This one goes at the top. There is the base of your box. Now to build the walls of your box, it's really quite simple. You just take one stick at a time, put a dot of either glue gun or Elmer's glue on both ends, and stack it like a log cabin. So these were the two that I put on like this, the top and the bottom. And so the next row only goes on the ends. So tiny dab of glue. Okay. And then my next two will go here, and then here, and then here, and build it as high as you would like. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So the box container is finished. I went up 5 popsicle sticks height-wise. You can see it's all glued up. There's my base, it's nice and strong. Now you need to make a lid. The lid is the same way as the bottom. Here are my 11 popsicle sticks lined up. I'm gonna take one, glue down carefully the middle, place it at the bottom. Okay, push them together. Take another one, glue down lengthwise, up top. You can see why I love glue guns. They just dry so quickly. So this is going to be the lid for my box, like this. When it comes time to paint, use a color that you have a lot of because you need a lot of paint to cover this box. And use a brush that has fairly stiff bristles. If you use a soft brush, like a watercolor brush, when you go to get inside, it's just gonna bend. This is a flat brush and it's pretty stiff, so I can get in these spots. Popsicle sticks are not completely flat, they have edges. So while you're painting, make sure that you're turning it around and squeezing in. See, I can get my flat brush into those slices. So I'm going to go and paint my entire box. I'm also working on painting the lid, the top and the bottom. And after the top dries, I can flip it over and paint the bottom so it doesn't stick on the paper. Now comes the part that I find the most enjoyable. You are going to need probably 2 compact discs, CDs, that obviously you don't need anymore. Now these are just blank DVD ones. I have a ton of. Like I said, you're probably gonna need 2 of them to fill the top. Now I chose to paint my box purple. If I did this again, I would not choose purple because it's the same color as the CD. Maybe I would do black, a light blue. I did paint my top a lighter value of the purple to try to make this pop. I don't really know how that's gonna show up. I'm using white glue. And when you cut your CD, you are going to use some good scissors. And the easiest way I find to cut it, put it all the way into the mouth. Don't try to use the end of the scissors. It won't work. All the way into my mouth and do little slices and push the CD into the scissors. Just like that. Now, some of the pieces, the plastic will fall off and separate. You don't want that kind. You want the color to stay on there. So let's try that again. Okay. So when you get a chunk like this, then you can cut littler pieces off. So you can see I have a pile right here. Then you get the lid. And you are going to work in a mosaic fashion, which simply means you leave a little bit of space between your pieces so it looks like a puzzle. Use a lot of glue. You don't want it to fall off. And this glue dries clear, so I'm not worried if it squirts out from the edges. So this is what I'm talking about. You want to work kind of in a puzzle fashion and leave a tiny bit of space between each one. And I'm using this and not a glue gun because I want to be able to move my pieces if I don't like where I put them. And if I use a glue gun, it's going to dry super quick and I won't be able to move my pieces around. So you can see I left some space. You're gonna need some little guys too to fill gaps. This one works very well right there. How did that go? So fill your top and remember to leave the same amount of space in between each piece of CD. All right, I'm gonna go fill my cover. So I am about halfway done with my lid. I love it. I'm having so much fun doing it. What I've noticed is you don't want to get glue on the tops of the surface. When this is all dry, I'll take a wet Q-tip, and since it's washable glue, I'll be able to wipe off some of that glue because it ruins the shine. You can see here's my trash pile of the pieces that came apart. I have some scraps going and I have not yet cut into my second CD. So I'm going to keep going. They're all separated and I'm loving the wet glue because I can still move around the pieces if I need to increase the space or fix the positions. Here is the finished product. I have my CD pieces all glued down, mosaic. Look how shiny that is. Catches all the rainbows. Love it. Here's my bottom. I can keep lots of treasures in here. Lid. Love it. I had such a great time making this, so I hope you guys make one and send me pictures.